everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going over the old carburetor versus the new cheap Amazon carburetor. Let's see how they compare. Okay, so before we get into any sort of comparison, I just wanted to show you guys pretty much how I received this carburetor. I will put a link into the description of this video for this exact carburetor from Amazon. I think it was like $92 when I bought it. There's a couple of different varieties you can buy on there. They all look the same, but this is the one I bought, and I'll put a link to it. But yeah, this is the box it came in. Decent little carb box. Decent foaming. Comes with a gasket for the base plate and a gasket for the top here. Now, this base plate gasket, and I saw some reviews that are the same way, saying it's pretty cheap. Mine has a little nick right there, and yeah, it feels pretty cheap. I don't think I would run this, honestly. I'll put a link also if you guys want to the actual gasket kit that you guys can buy from Felpro. Felpro's a pretty good brand, and they seal up, so I would recommend that. Moving on, the rest of the box is empty. Let's get this out of the way. Here's the carb. Came in a bag. Looks good, just from first glance. Looks pretty decent. You can see the gaskets they use on this probably aren't the best quality. I mean, it basically just looks like paper on here. I don't know if you guys can see that. The quality you can get out of a rebuild kit's probably better than what the base gaskets are on here. Yeah, you can see it a little bit better there. It basically just looks like cardboard. It'll probably work. For how long? I don't know. I guess that's something I can experiment with and let you guys know if anything goes wrong immediately or not. Gasket on the squirter here seems alright. Same thing with the power valve down here. Air bleed screws are free. Nothing bound up there. Now, I don't know if you guys can see it in there, but the transfer slot screws need to be set. So I don't really think this would run very good right out of the box. You can see the idle air adjustment screws here are not evenly set as well. So if you guys receive this, you definitely want to set everything to like the base settings, which, if you don't know, you want that transfer slot right here to be just about a square. So you can adjust that with the main screw over here for your idle. And these idle screws here usually start like a turn and a half out, is just the rule of thumb, and go from there. This was specifically for my 1980 F100. Basically, you can look, it says a lot of Jeeps, a lot of Fords that this can work on the application. You're just going to have to look at your specific application and see how it compares to your carburetor. But I have like EGR stuff on here that I would need. I can probably get rid of it, but I'd rather just have it here. Choke here, electric. Yeah. Everything looks good. Let's get the old carb out and see how they compare. Okay, new versus old. New looks a lot better, but looks can be deceiving, right? So here's the old reliable. I'm assuming this is the original carburetor off that 1980. Yeah, she's pretty beat up. I just did a full rebuild on it, and it was junk inside. Really, really, really crappy. The jets were completely clogged up. But I cleaned it up, put it back on the car. I thought everything was going to be fine, and it just had massive vacuum leaks and leaking some gas there. But come to find out that the base plate here is definitely warped. you can sit it on a flat surface and it'll rock. So unless I want it to go through a ton of trouble, it's pretty much junk. And for 90 bucks, might as well just get a new one. But we can kind of compare it here. You can see they look pretty similar. Obviously they're both 2150s, but same exact layout for all the ports here. Your power valve's in the same location. Feels like the power valve indent isn't as deep on the new one. So you can see how that's almost like flush. On this old one here, it sits out quite a bit. Electric choke looks to be a little bit bigger on here. And I don't have all of these plates on the old one. I don't know if they were ever there in the first place. Someone might have gotten rid of that a long time ago. It wasn't me. But everything looks to be exactly the same. Throttle setup is the same. Let's see here. Yep, same exact position. Looks like the throttle linkage will hook right up to it. Let's see. Here's for the oh gosh, I don't know. On Chevy we call them TV cables, I believe. Kick down cables for your transmission. I'm sure that's what Ford calls it too, but I don't know. I'm not a big Ford guy. Here's the same thing on there. Looks identical, same location, same geometry. So when they copied this at whatever factory overseas, I'm assuming, looks like they did a decent job. Tell you what, weight-wise, pretty similar. Pretty similar. So I also wanted to talk to you guys about a couple kits here. First of all, I'll throw these in the description as well, but this is the rebuild kit that I used for rebuilding this 2150, and this was the correct one. It had all the parts I needed in it, everything I needed, and that was on Amazon as well, so I'll throw the link down in the description. There's the part number. I also like to run these little Wix filters. I don't like the fuel filters that you see a lot of guys run. These fuel filters are nice. See them here. They screw right in to the front here, and then you just attach your hose to it. Real simple, easy to change, and it's not gonna leak. I've never had one leak on me yet. Really solid design. Seems to work really well. I'll throw the part number and stuff for this down in there as well. There you go. Okay, before I transfer stuff over, I did want to just kind of crack open the power valve down here and do the base settings. I read online a couple of reviews on there. People are saying that the power valve was a little loose. So I just wanted to check on that, see how true that actually is. Okay. That power valve looks pretty different than what you would find in a normal kit. It looks pretty different. Let's see, was it loose? Nope, power valve was tight. All right, I went over all the screws on here. Everything seems tight. Everything seems accurate. I reset the base settings on it. They were definitely out of whack, so definitely recommend doing that. But I'm gonna go throw this thing on, set up the camera, and we'll fire it up and see how it runs right out of the box. All right, new carb is on, all hooked up. Let's start this thing up. Well, there you guys have it. New carburetor's on. It's running very good. I think the old one probably would have ran just as fine, honestly. So if it didn't have that massive vacuum leak, that is. So this is definitely as good as, at least right now, as good as a stock one. Time will tell how it holds up, but I didn't see any leaks on it. Nothing major was wrong with it. So far, so good. If there's an issue that pops up, I'll probably make another video about it, but right now, A-okay. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.